I would like to take this topic today, Indian knowledge system, health, wellness, and psychology. Very interesting topic and very close to my heart. And nowadays, we talk about Indian knowledge system. Even AICT, UGC, our Prime Minister, they all are focusing on Indian knowledge system, which is very rich and very, very important to understand everybody, and specifically this generation, because we can take lot many advantage of understanding this Indian knowledge system and what we have, the rich history of our ancestors. So if I talk about importance of ancient Indian knowledge system, then the thinking pattern and the repository of knowledge created by the ancestors in any society, for that matter, enable the current generation to understand the thought processes and framework of the previous generations. And it also allow us to analyze the received wisdom in the contemporary context and identify new opportunities to assimilate the collected wisdom and synthesize this new knowledge, and therefore keeping the current generation in the dark about this contribution of the ancestor is an inefficient and a short-sighted option of the society. And that is the reason that now in our education system also we are incorporating the Indian knowledge system, and we are trying our best to make this generation understand about what is the contribution of our ancestors and how it is useful to the current generation and for the coming years. So transforming knowledge into economic value has been fully formalized with the intellectual property rights regulations and patent laws. And this might benefit India as a whole, keeping in mind its ancient knowledge system. Now, if we talk about like health, wellness, and psychology, all these three terms are interrelated to each other. Health of an individual always, that can depend on different factors like the constitution of the body, food habits, our strength, inner strength, mental strength, mentality, age, adaptability, and also all these factors affects the health of any individual. And we see that, like when we always say that we are aging, so that is why our stamina is going down, our strength is going down. We talk about lifestyle disease of this new generation because they are more dependent on fast food, and their food habits are not proper, their sleeping time is not proper, their getting up time is not proper. So that means they are doing things which are against the nature and against the natural system of the body, and that is the reason that many diseases are coming to these even young students also. So we should understand that there are different factors that affects our life. So not only that we need medicine to cure this, but we need to change our lifestyle also. So Indian health system, specifically if we talk about Ayurveda, that it emphasizes the importance of knowing one's own nature. And it focuses on both preventive and curative aspects of health. And those who have visited Ayurveda, they know that first Ayurveda, they try to understand the nature of a person. They always ask different questions, which sometimes we get irritated also, that what do you like? You like cold, you like winter season, or you like summer season. They will ask you like spicy food or sweet, so this different questions about the mood swings and all. So knowing own nature also help curing the disease. And not only like Ayurveda talk about curing the disease, but also the preventive methods also, that how we can be safeguard from our these type of problems. So mental health of a person also play a significant role in the wellness, and therefore psychology is closely linked to the health and wellness. And that is why organizers, they have clubbed these three issues like health, wellness, and psychology all together because they are very much interconnected and one affect the other. And that now, as many students, as I said, that office workers also suffer from lifestyle disease, and therefore it is important to incorporate yoga and ayurveda, which are among 20 main Indian knowledge system domains in the Indian pedagogy. So if we talk about the rich tradition of health and wellness practices that date back thousands of years, Ayurveda, the traditional system of medicine in India, is one of the oldest holistic healing system in the world. So not only in India, but even in the world. And people believe in that now, even importance of Ayurveda, yoga, all these are increasing. And that we also celebrate, International Yoga Day, and not only Indians, even people from abroad and different part of the world, they are practicing yoga, and they are celebrating this yoga day because they have realized that what yoga can do, what Ayurveda can do, allopathy even may not be able to reach there. Okay, as per the present scenario, even if there are so many research that are going on, R&D, people are spending a lot of money, but still Ayurveda has its own place, yoga has its own place when we talk about curing the disease. Okay, so it emphasizes the balance of mind, body, and spirit through a personalized approach to health and wellness. So Ayurveda includes practices such as herbal medicines, massage, yoga, and dietary guidelines to promote a healthy lifestyle. Because like problem, all of many of these generation are facing with the problem of obesity. Okay, so obesity is not a disease, but it's a lifestyle problem, you can say. And once people change their lifestyle and dietary guidelines are given, or if they follow the yoga and herbals, okay, sometimes kitchen also helps. There are spices, there are various spices that are used in the kitchen, which can also be used as a medicine because they have those medicinal values. So the system categorizes individuals into different body types or doshas and recommend specific treatment and lifestyle changes based on these individual characteristics. So in addition to Ayurveda, India has also long tradition of yoga, meditation practices, which have been shown to have a positive impact on mental and physical health. And these practices have gained popularity worldwide for their ability to reduce stress, improve flexibility, and hence overall well-being of a person. And believe me, meditation, yoga, that helps like anything, because even I myself have practiced this, and I have seen a lot of change, and I feel as if I am living a new life since I have adopted yoga and meditation in my own life. So furthermore, traditional Indian knowledge system also includes the use of spices and herbs, as I said, in cooking, which have been found to have numerous health benefits. And all of us know that turmeric, is one of the best example, which is known for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, while ginger is believed to aid, digestion and reduce nausea. So similarly, there are so many small types of herbs and different type of item which we used in the kitchen and which can be used for curing many disease. And tulsi also is used for curing many and various type of disease. Okay, even in winter season we always recommend using more of tulsi or using turmeric, ginger and all, so that we can save ourselves from anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, type of issues. So overall, the Indian knowledge system has a deep understanding of holistic health and wellness, and its practices continue to be relevant and influential in modern times. So traditional Indian knowledge has greatly influenced health practices in modern medicine in many ways. Okay, like if we talk about Ayurveda, then Ayurveda, the traditional Indian system of medicine, has greatly influenced modern medicine. Many practices and treatments from Ayurveda have been incorporated in modern healthcare, okay, such as herbal remedies, dietary recommendations, and all. Then, if we talk about yoga and meditation, then traditional Indian practices such as yoga, meditation have been widely adopted in modern medicine for their benefits in improving mental health and reducing stress. So they are now commonly used as complementary therapies in the treatment of various health conditions. So allopathy doctors also, they suggest that along with the medicines, the people should go for yoga, they should go for meditation, so that the stress level can be reduced. And if your psyche condition is normal, if your stress level is reduced, then that can help in curing other problems also. So yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, this has helped, in curing many diseases, even in a modern medicine system also. Similarly, then if we talk about herbal medicine, okay, then traditional Indian knowledge system of medicinal plants and herbal remedies has had a significant impact on modern medicine. Many herbs and plant-based, remedies used in traditional Indian medicine have been studied and incorporated into modern pharmaceuticals also. The next is about mind-body connection. Now, traditional Indian knowledge emphasizes the interconnectedness of the mind, body, and spirit. So, this holistic approach to health has influenced modern medicine, leading to a greater focus on treating the whole, person rather than just the symptoms of the disease. Okay, because we talk about overall fitness, not just about the symptoms which we are seeing of any disease. Then dietary practices, traditional Indian dietary practice such as the emphasis on a plant-based diet and the use of spices for their medicinal properties have influenced modern nutrition and dietary recommendations also. So overall, if we see, then traditional Indian knowledge system has played a significant role in shaping modern medicine by providing valuable insights into holistic practices, herbal medicine, and the mind-body connection. So as a result, many elements of traditional Indian knowledge continue to be incorporated into modern healthcare to improve patient outcome and overall wellness. Now, if we talk about psychological aspect to health, then according to Ayurveda and yoga, the notion of health is that one must be in a pleasant state of mind and senses. Because see, if you have that peace of mind, or if you have that happiness within the mind, within yourself, then only you can say that you are healthy or you don't have any problem. Because even if small issues are there, but if you have that pleasant state of mind and senses, and if you have that happiness or awareness of happiness within, then that can help in curing many problems. Now for example, now when someone enjoy a dish, okay, you are having any dish and you are enjoying that, so they enjoy it, but this enjoyment is not related to the tongue or the dish itself, since it does not induce the same enjoyment in everyone. So if you are happy from inside, then whatever you consume, you will like that, you will enjoy that. Okay, so enjoying materialistic things, or enjoying life, or enjoying the food is not just about the taste of the food, but it is also about the state of mind. And you just imagine a situation, okay, if you are suppose having food, or if you are going for a party, and if you are enjoying that party, it does not mean that we are enjoying the food only, but we are enjoying it just because from within we are perfectly fine, we are happy from within. Okay, so this state of mind If it is pleasant state of mind, then we enjoy the things, we enjoy whatever luxury we have. Even if we don't have the luxury, whatever bare minimum, necessity of life it is, even if we are with that, then also we enjoy our life. So from this, it can be inferred that there might be some other organ that experiences joy and other such emotions. Okay, so in the Indian approach, the body mind consciousness play a significant role in the matters of health and wellness. The goal of health in Indian tradition is to promote happiness and a sense of satisfaction and fullness for an individual, along with the longevity and physical aspect of health. So, Indian approach to psychology has long years of introspection, testing, contemplation, and experiential learning. So, it draws its framework, concepts, tools, and techniques from a rich repository of diverse knowledge tradition starting from Upanishads. So when somebody tries to understand what Indian tradition can offer to psychiatry or what is different in relation to Indian patients, one need to understand the traditional Indian system and predominant religion in the country. So these do shape the patient's reporting of the systems, reaction to stress and symptoms, help seeking behavior, coping with the distress, acceptance of suggested treatment, family's reaction, and reaction of community in general. So in other words, you can say that Indian knowledge system has greatly contributed to our understanding of psychology. And one of the key aspects of Indian psychology is the concept of self. Okay, concept of understanding self, which has been studied and explored in great details in ancient Indian texts such as Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. The idea of the self as being more than just the individual, physical body, but also including the mind and consciousness, has had a profound impact on the field of psychology. Additionally, Indian psychology has also delved deeply into the concept of emotions and their role in shaping human behavior. So emotions play a very, very important role. Like we say that this person is emotional in nature, the other is not emotional. And even nowadays, we, along with, intelligent quotient, IQ, we more talk about EQ now, emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence also help in shaping the human behavior. And for a teacher specifically, like we all are teachers, for us emotional intelligence has to be, significant number, it has to be there, because otherwise dealing with students, dealing with people, okay, will not be perfectly dealt with if you do not have good intelligent emotional intelligence. So concept of emotions as described in Indian context has provided valuable insights into the understanding of human emotions and their impact on mental well-being. Furthermore, the Indian knowledge system has also contributed to the understanding of the human mind and its functioning. The practice of meditation, which is an integral part of Indian spiritual traditions, has been studied in the field of psychology and has been found to have several mental health benefits. And believe me, it definitely works. Okay, if you want to see the impact of meditation or spiritual this tradition, then you can try it, and it will show you, results, wonders, in fact, you can say, and it will change the life as a whole. So overall, the Indian knowledge system has played a crucial role in shaping our understanding of psychology by providing unique and valuable insights into the human mind and behavior. And its emphasis on self-awareness, emotions, and mental well-being has significantly enriched, the field of psychology. Now, if you go back and if you see our Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, then you will find lot of description about the Indian knowledge system, description about our health related to wellness, related to psychology. So, if we talk about Vedas, then they describe of God in natural elements such as fire, water, wind, etc. And this main purpose of worship was to express our gratitude for survival of creatures. And we say that the magic of gratitude. And if a person is feeling depressed, if person mental state is not proper, then we always advise them that they should have the feeling of gratitude. At the end of the day, if they feel gratitude about their survival, about their mentors, about their parents, then obviously this positivity and positive hormones which comes in the body, that will help in even curing the situation of depression or unhappiness. Over the years, this worship of God has taken many different forms, which include elaborate system of rituals and sacrifices to please the gods. Now, when one tried to understand the concept of mind and mental illness from ancient Hindu knowledge, that is Rig Veda and Yajur Veda, they suggest that mention of prayer through mantras can lead to formation of noble thoughts in mind, which help in the prevention of mental pain like depression and all. Because see, when we do prayers through mantras, that means mantrocharan, when we recite or these mantras, then our mind is not diverted different places, and you can just focus on this mantra. You can control your mind at one place, and that will definitely help in curing the problem of depression. So that is there in our Vedas. The Rig Veda also discusses about the speed of mind, curiosity for methods of mental happiness, prayers for mental happiness, methods of increasing intelligence, and power of mind in healing. There are various mantras which help increasing the intelligence, which also like power of memory, and the increases then also mental happiness. So this actually works. We don't believe, okay, this generation do not believe in all this because they are not following it, but once they start following it, brings wonders, it brings magic in the life of people. Similarly, Yajurveda, Arthveda, Atharveda conceptualizes mind as the basis of consciousness, inner flame of knowledge, sight of knowledge, and an instrument of hypnotism. So different Vedas provide detailed description of preservation of willpower, emotions, inspiration, consciousness. And the text also describes emotional states like grief, envy, pleasure, hostility, attachment, laziness, etc. And there is a description of, unmada, that is psychosis, as a diluted state of mind. And if we talk about, Bhagavad Gita, then it provides description of emotions and cognitive deviations. So the Bhagavad Gita also gives beautiful description for gaining mastery over the vacillating mind, and also describe the consequences of failure to attain such mastery. So essentially, Gita shows a way out of worldly concern and teaches that a person can be of his or her own master. And they always say that why others drive you, why your happiness, unhappiness depends upon what others feels about you. Why not you can be the driver of your own, thoughts. So these all descriptions are found in Bhagavad Gita. Then Sisthya Adam Sadhi Mam Tvam Prapnam. That means I am your disciple. Guide me, help me. Chapter 2, third shloka. Nasto moha smitir labdha tvat prasadam mayachuta shristomi gata. So it means that Clouds have cleared, my senses are back. All your gift with my doubts vanished, ready to act as you directed. So this is, in the 18th chapter or 73rd shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, same type of descriptions we found in Upanishads also. And Upanishads provide description of theories of perception, thought, consciousness, and memory. There is a description of Prakriti, which can be considered as equivalent of personality in modern psychiatry. So the Upanishads describe the different states of mind like walking state, dreaming state, deep sleep state, samadhi, and all. And psychopathology of the mind was understood in terms of their three gunas and three doshas. Now, what are these three gunas and three doshas? Three gunas and three doshas. The three gunas, are like sattva guna, rajas guna, tamas guna, and promote different kind of temperament based on dominance of one or the other gunas. Okay, and the three gunas constitute these psychological components and govern all animate and inanimate existence. And they also influence forces of living, which are conceptualized as, vata, pitta, kapha, and all Ayurveda is based on, on these three gunas or three doshas only, vata, pitta, and kapha. So the behavior of human physiology and even psychophysiology and pathophysiology reflects on vata, pitta, and kapha. These are known as three doshas dynamics, and this understanding help in devising various assessments, treatments, and management strategies. And when we visit, to Ayurveda, which is the traditional system of curing disease, and they will try to find out whether this Vata, Pitta, Kapha are in balance or not. If they are imbalanced, and if suppose the proportion of Pitta is more than Vata or Kapha, then that will create problem. And so therefore they try to maintain the balance between these three, and whichever is more or less, they will try to cure that, and so that our old problems get cured. So traditional methods of controlling mind, yoga, and meditation. So yoga is a discipline which has evolved in India several thousand years ago with the basic aim of growth, development, and evolution of mind. And the ultimate goal of yoga is to control one's own body, to handle the bodily senses, and to tame seemingly endless internal demand. And it offers a world view, a lifestyle, and a series of techniques by which changes in human awareness can be brought about, which can help in realizing the human potential. So there are various systems of yoga, but however, all aim to achieve the same, that is, bringing about alerted states of consciousness, which is known as the cosmic consciousness or transcendental, illumination or samadhi. And it is said that correct practice of yogic techniques gives rise to certain types of reactions within the person, and which facilitates qualitative and quantitative changes in awareness. So it is considered that regular practice of yogic exercise reduces psychological tension as well as reduces the decline in physical health. So in recent times, yoga and meditation have received wide acceptance and popularity all over the world. As I mentioned, that all over the world, we celebrate 21st June as an International Yoga Day. And, nowadays everybody is aware about yoga practices, about how it helps in bringing health and wellness in anybody's life. So Ayurveda, if I come back, then Ayurveda is derived from two words, ayus, which refers to life. Ayu means life, and Veda means the technique. Okay, so how Ayurveda means the technique of improving your life, improving your health, improving your wellness and your psyche state. So Ayurveda is oriented towards prevention of disease, health maintenance, and treatment. And it views disease as the product of an imbalance in the body and mental elements which reduce body's resistance to disease. Now, if the imbalance is corrected and the body's defense mechanism are strengthened by herbal formulas, lifestyle changes, and diet, then the body will resist a disease and eventually, eliminate it. So the definition of health according to Ayurveda is broad, and it states that maintaining physical, mental, and spiritual well-being is also a part of good health. Because see, we more focus on just physical health, and we all ignore about mental health and spiritual health. But all these three aspects of health are equally important. Okay, so now awareness is increasing, that even I have experienced when we meet people, that now people are conscious about mental health and spiritual health. But otherwise, earlier we used to just think about physical health only. And unless we will focus on mental health and spiritual health, we will not be able to cure the problem that we are seeing in this generation, that is situation of depression. And every time you will find this word used by many of the people, that they are facing depression, they are unhappy, spiritual well-being is not there. So these are very, very important. All these three states, that is physical, mental, spiritual well-being, are equally important. And it can be divided into two aspects, where the first aspect relates the health of an individual to the physical condition of the body, and another aspect relates to the psychological or mental well-being. And according to Ayurveda, overall health is determined by physical and physiological environment. So it takes into account the role of environmental factors, your daily routine, your seasonal changes, lifestyle, diet, and regular exercise in maintaining health. You must have felt that when season changes, then also we face many problems. I myself face that whenever there is season change, I get more allergy problem, okay, more health issues. So all these factors affect our health, and which has direct remedy in Ayurveda, in our Indian knowledge system, if you study and if you see. So the treatment framework in Ayurveda consists of three generic steps. One is to find out the cause, then symptoms, what symptoms you have, then the remedy. So it operates on the system of dosha, as we have discussed. The three doshas like vata, pitta, and kapha are in an equilibrium state of the body said to be healthy condition. But when the doshas are imbalanced, it might cause a disease. So the doshas have a specific relationship with the time of the day and type of diet one takes. So to keep internal organ, including the mind and intellect, in a balanced and natural state, one can follow routines prescribed in the Ayurveda. Now, today's life, introduces considerable stress, physical as well as, physiological stress, psychological stress. And the stress experienced continuously can hinder the personal and social life of an individual, deteriorating their health. So, as B. Mahadevan writes in his book, Introduction to Indian Knowledge System, Concepts and Application, that yoga addresses three aspects of one's life. One is a set of physical exercises that help in physical fitness and flexibility. Then meditation, which help in calming the mind and providing a stable, psychological state. It helps in reorient one's goals and worldwise, so that there is a degree of realism that governs one life. And through yoga, an individual experiences stable and balanced, physical and psychological state, helping the individual to reach health and wellness goals. Now, if we try to understand like how we can integrate this Indian wisdom into modern life, then IKS, that is Indian knowledge system, can be relevant in contemporary times. like balancing modern life. Now, coping with stress, anxiety, and lifestyle disease. IKS has no substitute. Okay, so it's very, very important to understand our, understanding of Indian knowledge system, our Ayurveda practices, and all, because nowadays we find this problem is increasing, like stress, anxiety, lifestyle disease. Everybody is facing that. So, by incorporating Ayurvedic practices through dietary changes, herbal remedies, and mindfulness, okay, will help in curing this disease. Then yoga and meditation, making this practice a part of daily routine for mental and physical health. Then psycho spiritual growth, using Indian psychology to enhance personal development and self awareness. So by using this we can help in curing and even avoiding this type of issues. So, Indian knowledge system in healthcare and psychology, often referred to as Ayurveda and yoga, has a long history and is deeply rooted in ancient text. So, modern Western practices, on the other hand, are largely based on scientific research, clinical trials, evidence based medicine, and all. But still, in today's life, IKS has relevance, like holistic approach. Indian knowledge system emphasize a holistic approach to health, considering the mind, body, and spirit as interconnected. So this approach is gaining recognition even in Western world as well, with an increasing focus on integrating mind body practices into healthcare. Then prevention and lifestyle management. So Ayurveda emphasizes preventive measures and lifestyle management to maintain optimal health and prevent illness. So this preventive aspect is increasingly recognized and adopted in a Western medicine due to the rising prevalence of chronic disease. Then mental health, if we talk about, then Indian psychology, particularly in the form of yoga and meditation, has gained worldwide recognition for its effectiveness in managing stress, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. So, Western psychology has also started incorporating mindfulness based intervention, showing the relevance and effectiveness of Indian practices. Then individualized treatment. So Ayurveda and yoga emphasizes personalized approaches, taking into account individual variation in body constitution, temperament, and lifestyle. So this personalized approach is gaining attention in Western medicine nowadays, as there is an increasing recognition that one size fits all approach may not work for everyone. And so, therefore, we have to understand the individual variation in the body constitution, individual temperament, individual, uh, you know, lifestyle, and all. Then, scientific backing. While Ayurveda and yoga have been traditionally based on experiential knowledge, they are increasingly being studied through scientific. Just 1 minute, okay? Just give me 1 minute. So there is a growing evidence, supporting the efficacy and relevance of certain Ayurvedic treatments and yoga practices in the treatment and prevention of various diseases. Then integration of with the modern medicine. Now, in recent years, there has been an increased effort to integrate traditional Indian knowledge system modern Western practices. So many institutions and healthcare centers are exploring the benefits of combining the two approaches to provide holistic cares to patients. So Indian knowledge system in healthcare and psychology has a rich history. that date back thousands of years. And it has traditionally been based on ancient texts and practices like Ayurveda, yoga, Vedic sciences, etc. And over time, the Indian knowledge system in these fields has evolved and adapted to the changing needs and challenges of the modern world. So, come some key aspect of this evolution are like integration of modern medicine. With the advent of modern medicine during the colonial period, there has been a significant integration of Western medical knowledge into the Indian healthcare system. And this has led to the establishment of hospitals, medical schools, and research institute that follow modern scientific principles and practices. Then second approach that came was incorporation of evidence-based approach. So the Indian knowledge system in healthcare and psychology has gradually embraced evidence-based approaches to treatment and therapy. And the emphasis on scientific research, clinical trials, and outcome-based methodologies has contributed to more effective and evidence-backed interventions. Then came cross-cultural and interdisciplinary exchange. So Indian healthcare and psychology have become more open to cross-cultural exchange and interdisciplinary approaches. This has led to the integration of ideas and practices from other cultures, such as Western psychology, traditional Chinese medicine, and other holistic healing modalities. And the blending of different approaches has enriched the Indian knowledge system and expanded its scope. Then came development of specialized field. Okay, Indian healthcare and psychology system has recognized the need for specialized fields to address specific needs and challenges. And this has led to the establishment of specialized branches such as geriatric care, child psychology, addiction treatment, and mental health counseling. And these fields have developed specific technique and framework to cater to the diverse needs of the population. Then there was a development of digital healthcare and telemedicine. So in recent years, the Indian healthcare system has made significant strides in adopting technology and digital platform to overcome challenges related to accessibility and reach. Telemedicine, mobile applications, and online consultations have emerged as popular, solutions, especially in rural and remote areas. So this adaptation has made healthcare and psychological support more accessible now to larger population. Then we also started having focus on mental health. As I said, that nowadays we are taking into consideration the mental health issues. So but Indian knowledge system has increasingly recognized the importance of mental health and well-being. Efforts have been made to address the stigma associated with mental illness and promote awareness through public campaigns and educational initiatives. So the advent of counseling services, mindfulness program, and support groups has helped enhance mental health care. And nowadays, that every school, every college, it is mandatory to have one, counselor or psychiatrist, psychologist in the school and colleges, because people are facing this type of problem, and that is why statutory bodies are making it mandatory that every educational institution, they should have one permanent counselor with them, so that in case if anybody faces that problem, they can interact them, they can counsel them, and they can treat these problems. Okay, then there was integration of traditional and modern practices. Indian healthcare and psychology have sought to integrate traditional practices with modern interventions. And this has resulted in a more holistic and comprehensive approach to treatment and therapy. For example, Ayurveda and yoga are often combined with modern medicine to provide a holistic healthcare experience for individuals. Now, if we talk more about modern technique and healthcare, then telehealth and telemedicine, okay, like COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the adoption of telehealth and telemedicine practice in India. And this has enabled remote consultations and delivery of healthcare services, especially for non-emergency conditions. And the availability of a telehealth platform and increased internet penetrations has significantly improved access to healthcare, especially in rural and remote areas. Then came artificial intelligence, machine learning. Like India is witnessing increased interest in use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in healthcare sector also. And these technologies help in improving the accuracy of diagnosis, even predicting disease outcome, and optimizing treatment plans. So, AI powered chatbots are also being utilized to provide mental health support and counseling services. Then there was a development of e-mental health and online counseling. The mental health landscape in India is evolving with the emergence of e-mental health platform and online counseling services. So these platforms provide remote access to mental health professionals, ensuring confidentiality and privacy. They are particularly useful in addressing the growing mental health concern during the pandemic. Then there was growth in the integration of traditional medicine. So India has a rich tradition of traditional medicine system like Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, homeopathy. And there is a growing trend towards integrating these traditional practices with modern medicine. And this integration caters to the holistic well being of individuals and addresses the growing interest in alternative and complementary therapies. Then there are public mental health initiatives. The Indian government has been actively investing in public mental health initiatives, recognizing the need to address mental health and challenges at a population level. Initiatives like the National Mental Health Program and the District Mental Health Program aim to create awareness, reduce stigma, and provide accessible mental health services in both rural and urban areas. Then, digital health records. So, the digitalization of health records is gaining momentum in India. So digital health records, promote seamless transfer of medical information between healthcare providers, reducing errors and improving continuity in care. So this advancement also facilitates better data analysis for research and policy making. Then online health education awareness. So the availability of online resources and platforms dedicated to health education and awareness is increasing in India. And this allows individuals to assess reliable information about various health conditions, preventive measures, and self-care practices. Now, the main, thing after discussing all this, so we can say that Indian knowledge system in healthcare and psychology is indeed adapting to changing societal norms and cultural context to ensure more inclusive and effective treatment for diverse population in several ways. So, like for some examples, cultural sensitivity and awareness. Indian healthcare and psychology professionals are being trained to have a better understanding of diverse cultures and their specific health needs. This includes like learning about cultural practices, traditions, and beliefs related to health and well being. By being culturally sensitive, professionals can provide more appropriate and effective care to diverse population. So cultural considerations play a very significant role in the effectiveness of integrating Indian philosophies and practices into mental health care for several reasons. First, understanding of mental health. Indian philosophies have a different understanding of mental health comparative to Western approach. Mental health is often viewed within the context of spirituality, karma, interconnectedness of mind, body, and soul. So it is important for mental health care provider to have a deep understanding of these cultural beliefs in order to effectively integrate Indian philosophies into mental health. The next reason is like stigma. Cultural beliefs and attitude towards mental health vary across different societies. So in Indian culture, there is often a strong stigma attached to mental health issues. So understanding these cultural beliefs is crucial for mental health care providers to effectively address this stigma and provide culturally sensitive support and resources. The next is reason is communication and trust. So cultural nuisance and communication style can impact the effectiveness of mental health care. So integrating Indian philosophies into mental health care requires building trust and rapport with the client. Understanding the cultural context can help mental health care provider better communicate and connect with their client. Another reason for understanding this, cultural consideration is to incorporating traditional practices. So, Indian philosophies and practices such as yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda have been found to have positive effect on mental well-being. So, however, it is important to consider cultural appropriateness and ensure that these practices are integrated in a way that respect the cultural and religious belief of the individual receiving care. Because individuals are very, very sensitive about their religious belief. Then family and community involvement. Like Indian culture places a strong emphasis on family and community support. So mental health care provider needs to consider the role of family, community in supporting individual with the mental health issues and integrate this support system into their care plans. So to summarize this, you can say that cultural considerations play a very, very important role in the effectiveness of integrating Indian philosophies and practices into mental health care. So, understanding and respecting cultural belief, addressing stigma, effective communication, incorporating traditional practice, and involving family and community support are essential for providing culturally sensitive and effective mental health care. Okay, so this I have already covered, like multilingual accessible resources. This also then tailor-made intervention for specific population. This is very important because the Indian knowledge system is recognizing the importance of providing tailored intervention for specific population. For example, there are initiatives focusing on mental health and well-being program for LGBTQ and individuals, women, children, and other marginalized group. So these programs take into account the unique challenges and needs of these population for more effective and inclusive treatment. So Indian knowledge system, healthcare psychology acknowledges the importance of adapting its practice to accommodate and respect uh, changing societal norms and cultural context when serving diverse population. Okay, so this we have already covered like cultural competency, collaborative approach, culturally sensitive assessment, tailored intervention. Okay, like we gave example of LGBTQ or other marginalized group. Linguistic competence is also important. Then community engagement to foster trust and acceptance. Indian healthcare and psychology professionals actively engage with local communities by collaborating community leaders, organizing awareness camp, and conducting workshops to educate and raise awareness about mental health and well-being. So these initiatives are designed to be culturally sensitive and respectful. Then ongoing training and education. So Indian professionals continuously update their knowledge through training and education programs that focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion aspects. So this helps them stay informed about the shifting societal norms and cultural context, enabling them to provide quality care to diverse population. Okay, so there's almost all the topics I have already covered. So lastly, I would like to say that Indian knowledge system is very much, we are incorporating in under the NAP, and National Education Policy 2020 talks about including, Indian knowledge system, that we have good our understanding our heritage and teach the world the Indian way of doing things. So as a concept, IKS was introduced through the NEP 2020 to promote interdisciplinary research on all aspects of IKS, preserve and disseminate IKS for further research and societal application, actively engage for spreading the rich heritage of our country and traditional knowledge in the field of arts, literature, science, commerce, agriculture, okay, engineering, technology, architecture, management, economics, etc. So even in the curriculum also, the subjects have been introduced, and even the value added programs also, they are introducing various programs related to IKS. And there are already established 13 IKS centers in different part of the country, those who are spreading the awareness about the Indian knowledge system. Okay, so Indian knowledge system, we have a rich heritage, and we should make use of it. We should understand it, and it will definitely help in maintaining good health, wellness, and also, psychology. And I myself have practiced that, and I have seen the benefits which are given by, different systems like Ayurveda, yoga, meditation, which I have started adopting, spirituality, and that will change your thought process. Okay, and positive aura will be created around you, and that positivity and this meditation will help you, keeping you away from various health issues, mental health specifically. Okay, so this is very, very important that all of us should understand, all of us should adopt these practices in our life, and so that we can also spread happiness, we can spread positivity around people, those who are there with us. So thank you so much for giving me opportunity for talking to you people. If there is anything you want to add or anything you want to discuss, so we can just start the discussion if any question is there.